welcome back to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today, I have another underused match in which I'm using the same exact team as the last video. This one's against Jim. He's got a pretty solid looking team over there, and thankfully, there's no Florges because I did not decide to switch out any of my Pokemon on this team. I figured, you know what, might as well give this team one more shot. So, let's do it. I decided to lead off with Klitzer again just because I like catching people off guard with very fast lobsters and stuff. So, he actually leads off with his Azelf, and even though that I'm Choice Scarfed, he's still able to outspeed me, and that's a real bummer because my Klitzer now loses her Choice Scarf, and that's real bad because my Klitzer, you know, is real fashionable, real fashionable gal. So she enjoys having a scarf around, and that's kind of a bummer that that shit got knocked off. But anyways, now he's gonna bring out the Goodra, who I do not want to stay in and try to attack. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna send in Dugong, as I fucking should have known that the Thunderbolt was coming. That was definitely a misplay on my part. I should not have gone into Dugong here. I go for a stockpile, just kind of thinking that maybe I don't know, maybe I'll be able to live. I mean, obviously gonna be able to live the next Thunderbolt, but I don't know what I was gonna go for because I only really have Ice Beam on this thing to hurt this Goodra with. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna let Dugong take another T-Bolt, hit it with an Ice Beam, do absolutely nothing, and then call it an absolute failure on that play right there. I should have seen the Thunderbolt coming from the start. I honestly don't know what I was thinking. I haven't played underused in quite a long time, so I was a little bit rusty on it. So, anyways, now I'm gonna switch into my Tyrantrum. Sorry, sometimes I call this thing Titantrum. It sounds kind of sweet. Anyways, he goes for the Dragon Pulse, predicts the switch, which is a damn bummer because that's definitely gonna kill Tyrantrum. And I'm like, well, alrighty then. Just starting off real shitty here, boys. That's some terrible news. I was honestly hoping that maybe I was going to be able to live a Dragon Pulse and be able to activate my weakness policy and then kill that thing with an Ice Fang, but it didn't work out like that, and I feel shitty because I just wasted like 2 of my Pokemon. So at least, you know, now I've got a little bit of a deficit I've got to kind of make up for. Makes things a little bit interesting sometimes. So now he's going to bring out Methane, and the reason why he brought this thing in was because he probably considered my Infernape as a physical attacker. Fortunately, that's the reason why Mixape is so damn awesome. I do carry the Overheat and be able to hit hard with some special attacks. In this case, that Weezing is not going to enjoy that, and he's going to die. So, Koba, you're putting in some work, you know, helping out the cause. We got 1 Pokemon down. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Now he's going to bring out the Grand Bull. The Intimidate's going to definitely make it so I don't want to be fucking around with this thing. And plus, I don't have any special attack with my Overheat, so yeah. I'm going to bring in Bronzong, as I knew that this thing probably didn't have too much to hit me with. Heat Proof, the Bronzong is going to get paralyzed, which is kind of a bummer, but I guess if anything wants to be paralyzed, it's my freaking big hunk of metal of my team, so that's kind of cool. Now he's going to bring out the Azelf, which was a nice play on his part because I am able to get up my rocks now. So he's not going to be able to die on this turn. He can basically conserve that Azelf for later. So I know he's probably going to want to maybe be able to hit me with like a Fire Blast, Flamethrower, something like that, so I switched into Dugong. Unfortunately, he goes for the Stealth Rocks, and I was like, that was actually a pretty nice play too, making this Azelf worthwhile. I like it. So Club Me's over here. I can't really do a damn thing. This thing's pretty much going to go ahead and go for the knockoff. Clubs my freaking Seal, and I'm like, you're an evil asshole. How do you just kill something so cute like a Dugong? Anyways, now I'm able to bring in Koba. I have the Fake Out, and I know this thing's probably not going to want to switch out unless he wants to save it for later. I was honestly expecting him to say in. I went for the Fake Out, as he actually does switch out into Chewbacca, and I was like, well then. Alright, it looks like the next time that Azelf comes in, it's definitely going to die to Stealth Rocks, but that's actually not too good for me because now he's going to have something for Death Fodder. So I'm going to go for the Fake Out. It's going to land on this Grand Ball, and it doesn't do as much as I had hoped, obviously, since the Intimidate, and I'm honestly not feeling that an Overheat's going to do the trick on this thing. And plus, I want to save my Infernape for later, so I'm like, get back into your little ball, Infernape, you get back into my pocket, and I'll throw back out my big old hunk of metal, who honestly enjoys the matchup against this Grand Bull. As you'll see, it's pretty hilarious. The nickname actually works on this thing. He goes for the Play Rough, doesn't do a damn thing. And he's probably sitting over there with his Grand Bull. He's like, alright, this thing's name is Heat Proof. I wonder if it has the ability Heat Proof or Levitate. He goes for the Earthquake, and Heat Proof does have Levitate. So I was like, ha! The nickname worked. He's like, you got me on that Bronzong right there, and that was actually pretty funny. So, you know, if it was Heat Proof, why would I nickname it Heat Proof? You know what I mean? That's kind of the way you got to think about it, I guess. But next time, I'm gonna get a Bronzong named Levitate, and it's gonna actually have Levitate. And people are gonna expect it to be Heat Proof. You know, it's just gonna be mind games. So he brings out the Blastoise, who is going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, and I'm honestly not too worried about this Blastoise here. Because I'm going to be able to get my light screen off, I believe. Oh wait, did I already get my light screen off? Hold up. Nope, wait, I think it's this next turn. So I take this water pulse damage without the light screen, and it does a decent amount, and then I'm able to get a light screen up, and I'm like, hell yeah, your special attacks aren't going to be doing a damn thing. And plus I got that light clay, so that shit's going to be sticking around for quite some time, So I felt pretty safe about sending in Celebi on this one, as he predicts that pretty nicely and goes for the Dark Pulse. Fortunately, I'm going to be able to live that quite easily because of the light screen. And Onion ain't afraid of shit. If you were wondering what Onion is afraid of, ain't shit. I go for the Leaf Storm. It's going to absolutely demolish that Blastoise, and that is awesome because Onion actually just did something productive. Although my special attack does harshly fall, and I'm pretty much going to have to U-turn out on this next turn. That's the thing about this damn Onion. It's just that his special attack is honestly, it's solid until you use a Leaf Storm, and then you're like, well, now time to switch the fuck out. But anyways, now he brings out the Goodra, who I'm not really too worried about being able to kill me since I have the light screen up. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get a Paralyze off on this thing. It's like the only useful thing I could do in this situation, as he's gonna go for the Flamethrower. I live that very easily. I can almost even take another one after this Leftovers. And Onion is looking pretty damn solid out here. Good shit, Onion. So now I'm gonna go for the U-turn. Now that I know it's paralyzed, it's probably gonna want to go for the Fire Blast next. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna U-turn, get a little bit of physical damage off on this thing, and I'm looking pretty good against this Goodra. What's the deal with these damn bulky special defensive guys that I keep having problems with, man? I don't know. But I bring in Infernape as he goes for the Sludge Wave, which he's gonna break through the paralysis with. As I live that quite nicely. I go for the Fake Out, knowing that I'm gonna live the Life Orb damage. As now I can go ahead and, as the Reflect wears off, go for the Close Combat, punch that thing right in the stomach, and knock the wind out of that sumbitch real quick, and the Goodra faints. So it's like this, Infernape went and killed the last Florges with the Close Combat, and now the specially defensive ass Goodra goes down to the same exact thing. So that's awesome. Koba is gonna die to the Life Orb though, which is a bummer. But thank you for your efforts, Koba. You're a great man. So now he's gonna bring out Chewbacca again. I decided to bring out Heat Proof just because honestly it seemed like the best matchup for me. I don't really need Heat Proof at this point in the battle, so I'm like kind of just sacking him here if I want to be able to get up another Reflect or so. He's gonna go for the Play Rough, and judging on the damage that did, it's honestly not gonna be able to kill me with the next one after I get the Reflect up. Also a bummer is that he got that minus attack on me with the Play Rough. It lowers my attack, which is really a bummer because as you'll see in a minute here, I'm able to get a Gyro Ball off, and it's not going to be able to kill it because of the freaking Intimidate plus that attack drop. So that Play Rough right there leaves me at 4 HP, and I was like, hell yeah, let's spin around in some circles, as it's not going to end up killing this damn Grand Bull, which is quite unfortunate, but it knocked it down to the point where honestly it's not going to be too hard to kill with anything else. So he's going to go for one last Play Rough. It's going to kill my Bronzong, which is fine. Completely fine, because now I'm able to get a nice little revenge kill going, and I ain't worried about nothing. So Grand Bull's going to be over there eating his leftovers like a fatty. Little fatty fat kid over there. As now I'm going to bring in Clydesir, who hasn't really done too much this match. So I'm like, you know what, Clydesir? Fucking throw some water at this thing and kill it. So I go for the Water Pulse. Somehow it comes out of my claw. Don't ask me how that works. But the Grand Bull, nonetheless, is going to die, and that is some solid news for old Clydesir over here. Now he's going to go into Mr. Rumpus, who is the Slacking, who I haven't seen all match yet, and I'm kind of worried about. These things are always kind of a force to be reckoned with, so I decided I was going to switch into Onion here. I'm going to let him kill Onion with the Giga Impact or whatever he wants to go for. He does go for the Giga Impact, and now he's going to have to recharge on the next turn, which is awesome, and all he has left is the Slacking and the Azelf. So the Azelf's at 1 HP, it's going to die to Stealth Rock's damage, and the Slacking right here is going to have to recharge, and Clydesir is going to have to be able to kill this mofo with a nice little Aura Sphere. As he does, or she does, sorry Clydesir, you're a beautiful female. And that is going to be an overkill on that Slacking, and that is pretty much the end of the match there, guys, because he's going to be able to bring out his Azelf, who is not going to really enjoy that Stealth Rock's damage right there. Sorry about that, Mr. Azelf. But yeah, anyways, that was a really good match. Thank you, Jim, for the battle. I'll probably try to stick his Twitter link in the description. I mean, honestly, most of my battles I get from my Twitter account, if you hadn't already noticed. But yeah, so lately I actually found out a different way to record my Wi-Fi battles. I'm using a different program. Rather than using the 3DS capture software to record my matches, I'm actually using a screen recorder because I can get the audio more clear. I had a problem with my 3DS recording audio for the longest freaking time, but luckily Shofu hooked it up and got me to download some new shit and actually got my 3DS to work with the audio. But the only thing is I got to use a screen recorder to record it, so I'm currently using OBS, and my settings aren't the best, I don't think, as some of the parts of my videos are actually kind of grainy. So I apologize if you've noticed that lately, but yeah, that's pretty much just what I've been dealing with lately. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later. Peace.